Welcome back, Sparkle Swan. My name's Izzy. This is Sparkle Talk, the place where bold ideas shine, and I get to talk about pretty much anything. School, friends, pets, or even random thoughts. And today, oh boy, we're diving into a toy that's kind of cute, kind of spooky, and somehow everywhere. Like in backpacks, on keychains, even hanging off people's purses like it's the newest fashion accessory. I'm talking about Labubu. Yeah, that wide-eyed, toothy doll you've probably seen online, or maybe your friend has one and won't stop bragging about it. Okay, story time. I was visiting my grandparents in their super quiet town. You know, where trees everywhere, mountain air so fresh, it feels like a giant breath mint. And my grandma Susan baking apple pie that makes a whole house smell like happiness. So there I am, sitting under this giant tick-tock grandfather clock, showing off my Labubu. I thought my grandma would say something like, "Oh, how adorable," or maybe, "Wow, that's unusual." But nope. She smiled politely and said, "That's cute," and zoom, disappeared into the basement. As you may know, basements at grandparents' house are a whole vibe. Dusty boxes, squeaky rocking chairs, flickery lamps that looks haunted, or maybe even an old trunk that you're scared to touch. Okay, you get the picture. After a few minutes, she came back holding something wrapped in a blanket. She unwrapped it slowly and bam! Inside was a doll from 1979 that looked almost like a Labubu. Same eyes, same spooky cute vibe. I'm like, wait a second, does Labubu have a grandma? See what I see? Those giant eyes, soft furry features, and that so darn cute vibe that makes it impossible to resist. It's the kind of cuteness that stops you in your tracks, like a character who just stepped out of a storybook. With its wide-eyed wonder and cuddly fuzz, it feels like part toy, part friend, and part little creature. You just want to keep it by your side. Well, it turns out the doll belonged to my Aunt Mary when she was a kid, which means yes, Labubu officially has a grandma in my family story. Aunt Mary, if you're listening, I might have just told the whole entire world how long ago you were playing with dolls. Oops. But hey, it was way too good not to share. So what is a Labubu anyway? If you don't know or haven't seen one before, don't worry, I didn't come alone today. Sitting right here with me is my very own Labubu. Her name's Soy Milk. Yep, that's her name. She's part of the Blind Box series called Excited Macaroon. At first glance, Soy Milk looks pastel and sweet like she's a little dessert. But don't let that fool you. She got the classic big eyes, mischievous grin, and sharp little teeth, peeking out like she's ready to cause trouble. She looks like she will eat all your cookies and shout, "I want more sugar." Soy Milk is creepy, silly, sweet, and officially my co-host for today's episode. So where did Labubu even come from, you ask? So there's this artist from Hong Kong named Pat Sing Long. When he was a kid, he didn't just doodle bunnies and rainbows. Nope, he doodled weirdly magical, slightly creepy creatures. The kind that make you go, "What is that?" But also, ooh, I love it. Those doodles turned into a squad called the Monsters. And right in the middle, Labubu, the trickster, the rascal, the one who's always pulling pranks. That's why Labubu's so popular. She's different. Not perfect, but different and unique. Not sparkly, just quirky. That's what makes Labubu so special. Sometimes being quirky is unforgettable. But here's the thing. An artist can imagine a character, but to make it a worldwide superstar, you need a company that knows how to market it. That's where Pop Mart comes in. Pop Mart is basically the Willy Wonka of Toyland. Their specialty? Blind boxes. Instead of buying a toy you already know, you buy a mystery. You don't know which Labubu you get until you tear open the foil. And that thrill, that's the hook. And Pop Mart didn't just stop there. They built an empire, more than 400 stops across Asia and Europe, and 40 already in the US, with 10 more on the way, plus 52 vending machine-style robo-shops. Think toy ATMs that spit out blind boxes in malls and airports. Swipe your card, and boom, a surprise Labubu drops out. That's how Labubu went from a guy's imagination and creativity turned into a global craze. It's not a toy anymore. It's part of shopping trips, vacations, even your airport layover. So how did Labubu get this big, you ask? Pop Mart has some genius marketing tricks. First, scarcity. They only make a limited number of each design. Once it's gone, it's gone. That makes every Labubu feel hard to get and extra special. Second, mystery. The blind boxes keep you guessing and buying. It's a toy lottery that can trick your brain into wanting more. And third, collaboration. Labubu has teamed up with famous brands and famous personalities, and each collab pulls in new fans and keeps the hype alive and going. That's the magic recipe. Mystery plus scarcity plus collaboration equals worldwide obsession. But let's get real. What is it actually like to own Labubu? First, the unboxing. I never forget the time I got mine. I peeled off the strip on the box, ripped the foil bag, and that 1 second before I peeked inside, my heart was pounding. Was it going to be common one, ultra secret? That suspense is priceless. Then there's the toy itself. Labubu has large, expressive eyes, pointy ears, and furry bodies. They look like mini works of art. Some kids line them up neatly on their shelves. Others carry them in backpacks or clip them onto keychains. And yep, some even wear like the latest fashion accessory, showing them off every way possible. You know what's wild, Sparkle Squad? Some fans don't just collect Labubus. They turned them into fashion icons. Yep, people actually bedazzle their Labubus and dress them in tiny outfits. I've seen Labubus covered in shiny rhinestones before. Shining like disco balls. Imagine soy milk sparkling so bright you need sunglasses just to look at her. And the clothes? Oh my gosh, the clothes. Fans dress their clothes, Labubus in mini hoodies, tiny dresses, even little pajamas. Some kids give their Labubus accessory, tiny hats, handbags, shoes, and yes, bedazzled sunglasses. How fun. So Milk sits on my desk, and sometimes I catch her grinning at me like she knows a secret. She even keeps me company when I'm doing my homework. Honestly, if she could help me with homework, that would be even better. Hey, Pop Mart, if you're listening, free business idea for you. Make a homework helping Labubu. You're welcome. But here's the lesson. Collecting is fun, but also teacher's responsibility. Don't blow your whole allowance on duplicates. Trade with friends. Save up. Set goals. Think of Labubus like a pet. You don't adopt 100 at once. You pick the ones you really care for and treasure. Since Labubu is so popular, of course fake ones are out there. Pop Mart is smart. They put a QR code on every real box. You can scan it with your phone or borrow your parents' phone if you don't have one. With permission, of course. If it checks out, congrats! You got the real deal. Labubu might feel brand new, but toy crazes have been happening for decades before you and I were born. Back in the 1980s, there were Cabbage Patch Kids. Parents wanted them so badly that toy stores turned into battle zones. Imagine moms and dads tugging on the last doll like their life depends on it. Then came the 1990s with Beanie Babies. People weren't just collecting them. They thought they were investments. They speculated that the price will continue to rise. Grown-ups honestly believed a stuffed bear with a little heart attack could pay for college. Spoiler alert, most of them ended up in stuffed bins. Then, in the 1910s, came LOL surprise dolls. They came inside mystery balls packed with layers of surprises. Stickers, shoes, outfits, and finally the doll itself. Kids filmed unboxing videos, millions of people watched, and toy companies realized mystery sells. Which brings us today in the 2020s. Who is the star of the craze now? Yep, you guessed it, Labubu. creepy, cute, mischievous, and totally stealing the spotlight. But here's the twist. Pop Mart is more than just a toy retailer. It's a publicly traded company to a Hong Kong stock exchange, giving investors a chance to own a piece of its global success. What does that mean, you ask? Think of Pop Mart like a giant pizza. Instead of one person eating it, the pizza is sliced into millions of slices. Each slice is called a share. If you own one, you own a tiny piece of Pop Mart. When they went public, their stock price shot up. People were like, yes, blind boxes forever. But stocks go up and down, just like toy crazes. Basically, investors are playing their own blind box game. So, investors treat Pop Mart like little collectors treat blind boxes. You're betting on excitement and hoping it grows. So here's my takeaway from all of this. Creativity can grow into a company. A company can grow into global success. And that company can be sliced into shares that people all over the world can own. Exciting, right? In same look, she proves being different, weird, and stylish. Even a little sugar obsessed isn't that bad. It's unforgettable. So today, we went from my grandma's basement surprise to Say Milk, the sugar-loving macaroon Labubu, to Katzing's long doodles, to Pop Mart marketing geniuses, to toy crazes throughout history, to QR codes, and to even stocks. And through it all, Say Milk has just been sitting here, being the best co-host ever, and grinning like she just ate every cookie in the house, and is about to shout, "Give me more sugar!" Thanks for hanging out with me today, Sparkle Squad. It has been fun. Until next time, stay curious, stay playful, dream big, and remember, every toy has a story, sometimes even one's big teeth.